blood. Long life.
Hi everyone, Captain Munter here with episode 4 of 3 Green Bars. After Amsterdam, me and the family headed to London. It was 2 weeks after Super vs Battle, the UK's biggest fighting game tournament, where players from all over Europe come together and battle it out. I was lucky enough to attend Winner Stays On, a weekly ranking battle that takes place at HMV Gamerbase in Piccadilly Circus. Logan Summer is the man in charge and created it to level up his own game, but as well as the London scene in general, and to recreate the arcade atmosphere. A wide variety of skill levels attend this event every Thursday, from curious newcomers to arcade legends.
It would be nice to think that I have some positive effect on people. I do sometimes try and help people out if I notice things and they're not doing it matches. I'll say, you know, how about using this, or you can ultra there and stuff like that. I mean, we're all learning here, you know, I'm learning things too. Sometimes I'll learn something, they'll say, oh, why don't you do whatever, and I'll be like, oh yeah. So we're all on a learning curve. I think the main importance here is that we have a community. We have a place where you can come and socialise, play some fun games, but also learn about the game with each other, you know, not at home through a screen online. You're actually together and you're playing together, and I think that is really important here.
Yeah, cool. And how do you feel about I mean, we know, like, well, for us, like, a big problem with our community is that we usually have dudes that come in, like, from zero, and then they get destroyed, and then they were the best, you know, they could beat all their friends at home, they could beat their flatmates.
In their area.
And then they get humbled, and sometimes they don't come back. And how do you feel is the best way to deal with that? Like,
as a player who gets beaten up and then
as a player that beats these people, or do you just leave the chips fall where they may, or was that hard?
I mean, well, I don't think that we should force everyone to stay with the game. I mean, each to their own.
Sure.
You play the game, you know, you play with your friends, and then you find out there's a stronger international level and you see that it's not for you. By all means, you should do something else. There's a million different hobbies to take up. You don't have to play games. But for those who want to stay, I think if something intrigues them, you know, during their losses, they'll stick with it. I mean, personally, I went through a stage where I found out that there was a stronger scene and that, you know, there were players who are exceptionally good and better than the rest, you know. And I had to make a decision whether I wanted to stay and try to compete at that level, or if I'm going to, you know, choose another endeavor. I don't think there's the way. I think everyone should do their own thing. The idea is that you come in, try it out, and if you like it, then we're here to help you.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's a really good philosophy, because I mean, it's really hard. I mean, I guess it's also a bit more helpful than online, where you get people just kind of screaming down a mic at you or sending you hate mail.
I mean, online's good. You know, it brings people together. It does make people aware, you know, of the game and stuff like that. But a lot of the time, I think people's experience of what could be nice isn't, because online you win, you'll get hate mail, or you'll lose, and then you'll not know why you lost. There's no feedback, and it's just like you're left on your own, and there's no real support or anything. So online does have its advantages, but at the same time, there are ways that you could misunderstand just how much fun you can have. I hope they release the. I mean, I hope one day they can release a patch, you know, where you have the team battle mode in the regular menu. I find all the good modes are only online, and I think that we could have a lot more fun with it if we could have the team. I know you could have a team battle offline anyway, but you know, with the actual team battle mode, because support the features of the game, right? You know, they put that mode in the game, but only made it accessible online. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so, like recording matches offline too would be a big help.
Tournament mode, like, I don't know if you remember, but the old SNES Super Street Fighter 2 game had a tournament mode.
Yeah, it did. That was awesome. That was really cool.
So much fun. I mean, you didn't have to be good or anything. It was just, you know, mates together, all playing together. And
it's almost like a simulation.
It was a way of making fighting games multiplayer in a way. So the match is always one-on-one, but you're all involved because it affects you and stuff. So, you know, and I like that kind of unity where you're all together. And I think, especially with this game, now that we've got so much, like a big mixture of players, I think it would be nice to have something like that. But I don't know. Maybe this will reach Capcom and they can keep something. Like, I mean, I'd like to have Eagle in the game. I really like Eagle.
Oh, Eagle's me!
I really like.
Is it because he's British?
It's called, you know, Eagle's British.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I really like him as a character. And you know, in CVS2, I think his moveset from CVS2 would do really well in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, obviously it would
with chip damage and stuff as well. I think
pretty cool. They could easily implement him in this. But that's just my personal. I know other people want Rolento, they want Nefro, everyone's got. But my personal choice, if they said, you know, Ryan, you get to choose
one character, just you, who do you want? Imagine if they they did that. They just go, okay, we're just seeing who the top players are in each region. Like, everyone, you win a character in the new game.
Doesn't have to be top tier.
Yeah.
Just don't make him bottom tier.
Yeah,
He's around the middle, I'll use him. I'll make him. That'll be me. Obviously, being Street Fighter, everyone's jumping on now, and that's why Capcom released the game. I mean, they want people to get involved and play the game. Now we've got Super, so we're gonna have a new one with new arcade characters. Yeah. So I think it's a really positive movement right now. Yeah. I'll just have to see how it changes in the future. Yeah.
Okay, bro, what's your name? What's your gamer tag?
My name's Gina, the gamer tag is Gaming Ninja 2.
Cool, and you've been, this is your first one, or have you been before? But you played Ryan before, and you played a lot of these players before, online or offline?
I haven't played any of these guys online.
Oh, wow.
I met Ryan at I-40 in Neoempire, and then we played a bit in the final, we met in the finals, so we had some money matches.
Nice. Yeah.
And then he told me to come to here today.
Good shit, good shit. So it's like the old blood bringing in the new blood. Yeah. And did you start playing in Street Fighter 4 or? Oh, nice. I
started playing there and then I picked up Ryu and I just liked it.
Too much fun.
Yeah, too much fun.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a new secret character which I'm going to introduce.
Oh. You're going to beast on this with this new character tonight.
That's the plan.
So let's get some gamer tags. Who are you guys?
I'm Capcom UK.
And you are?
I'm Affy, A-F-I-I, but some people spell double F as well.
Cool. And how long have you guys been part of the Street Fighter scene for?
I'm kind of new. I've only been in the scene for just over a year.
Just over a year?
I guess it's like, I started to go into arcades, and then I met these guys, and then from then, like,
I actually remember when the first time I met this guy, we were upstairs on the arcade, there's a SF4 arcade upstairs.
Oh, nice.
And we were playing, and then he was there playing with Blanca.
Oh.
And he was kind of, we thought he was okay. And then there was actually a tournament here later on that day, and then we saw him competing here, and I faced him a few times, and through that we kind of met each other, and then he started playing a bit more.
Yeah.
And then through that he joined the scene.
Oh, nice.
So it's all about when the guy decides to step up to play in a tournament. When they play the tournament, then they meet all of us, and and we kind of introduce them to the scene and see how
it's just a step up. It's like, you can be like the 13th champion, but it's nothing unless you do this. When people are watching, there's hype. More competition, better players.
How much is it for a game here?
Here it's £1 for a credit, but we used to play at casino where it was £1 for 2 credits.
Okay, sure. So I mean that's your money too. It's what a lot of players in New Zealand say too. Like we have youth farms and a big arcade in Auckland, they say there's your money on the line right there. You already got your pride. Like you have to reach into your wallet if you lose. You know?
When you put the money on the line, you play your serious mode. This is Super SF4 Kaz.
Cool.
This is Super SF4 Pedram. He came for the SBB.
He does the UK podcast.
Oh, nice. So you placed third though at SBB.
Yeah.
What's your show? How do people find it?
It's on Neoempire, the forum that you visited. I just interview random people, or if I'm not interviewing them, me and Kaz, the Japanese guy here, are just talking about the game.
Oh, nice.
Giving advice.
About news and stuff as well. Do you have like
mixed in with jokes, like 50% actual useful and 50% jokes.
Sweet. But with GGPO and stuff like that, do you feel with Third Strikers, it's kind of the way that things are gonna kind of progress?
The online version.
Yeah. What do you think it's going to do for your scene? Do you think you're going to get a lot more?
Well, that's the thing. No one
players?
People say, yeah, I'm going to jump on it, and then they'll try it, and then they'll like just get blown up by the old school players. Okay, a bad player can beat a decent player in this game.
Yeah.
But a bad player can learn a lot from a decent player's first strike, and he can level up, and then go to the next tier and level up. But he just needs determination, because I learned like just getting boss up in the opposite direction from hero.
In the arcade.
That's how I learned, and like everyone was way better than me.
Talking with
Golden Gunman, but my real name is Anil.
Cool. And you work for Capcom.
I do, but before people get too excited, I'm not like, the designer or producer or anything like that. So what do? I'm a programmer. I work in the London studio.
Nice.
moment, most of the titles that I work on are iPhone titles.
Okay.
But because I work there, and because I'm quite a big fan, the reason why I'm down here is I actually used to be a tournament organiser myself. So I actually used to run things like Street Fighter 4 when it first came out, because I wanted it to be as popular as it is today. And I also used to run ranking battles with Third Strike many years ago when I was in my 20s in university as well. So as a result, at work I do get to see some of the builds and stuff like that, so it is pretty cool.
How long have you been working at Capcom for?
I've been there for about 3.5 years now.
Oh wow! So when the rumblings happened, how did you keep your mouth shut?
To be honest with you, that was one of the hardest things. Especially, it's actually the way that I found out about it was quite funny because I wasn't supposed to know.
Yeah.
But Capcom, with their fantastic security measures, they had it on a folder which was supposed to be locked, but it wasn't. And I just clicked on this folder randomly by accident, and I saw a directory, and it was SF4, and I was like, no way. And it was quite funny, I remember this day, because that day I was feeling really ill, but on that day, as soon as I saw that folder, I'm telling you, I was walking around the office like, you know, I was king of the world. I felt so happy, but at the same time, I had to bite my lips so hard.
Oh yeah.
And it was actually really trying, I think, because I think I knew about it probably about 6 to 8 months before anyone else did. It was about 2 or 3 years before SF4 came out. You could tell, I honestly thought that fighting games as a genre was dead, because it was bottoming out, and we definitely saw Third Strike. At one point, it was the most hyped game. I mean, the Daigo parry, if you remember that. It was so popular, but then it just got going downhill and downhill, and every year was the same thing. A couple of players left, a couple of players left, a couple of players left, and it matters, even if it's only 2 or 3, because those guys were characters, they made the scene what it was. And you're playing, you're thinking, but you know, Sean's not here, or like, you know, Hun's not here, and these guys, and it kind of felt like it. You could tell that everyone was kind of giving up. So when I found out about that, I mean, that was amazing. And so myself personally, when I was at work, I made a big deal when I told them about, you know, here's the fighting games community in the UK, you need to do this, you need to do that. We were really lucky in the UK that they brought over 6 arcade cameras from Japan and did a tournament to promote it, and that was a tournament I got to run.
Oh, nice.
But that was the start. But obviously that was only the start, so I feel like I kind of like tried to help give it the nudge. But what I'm really glad is that other people since then have now picked up the baton, and they're doing it themselves, which is good. Because I think it's not, obviously it's really good at companies make games, but I think it's more important, what makes, like, especially the Street Fighter games and fighting games in general especially, it's not the companies that make the games, it's the communities that follow the game around it. It's like sharing the knowledge. It's about, like, you know, you're from New Zealand, but like we're like best of friends, like after fighting. It's like, it doesn't matter, it's like, oh, you can play this game, I can press some buttons too. Here we go. It doesn't even matter really what your skill level is, and that's what's magic about it. So it's good to see it, definitely.